Hello Zija Nation, and welcome to the next edition of Everyday Essentials. I'm Dr. Scott Johnson, your host, and it's my pleasure to be sharing some more tips about your Ameo essential oils today. Today I wanted to focus on a single essential oil, one that I feel like has a lot of potential and has a lot of benefits and value in the home. And so I feel like everyone should have this essential oil. And what I'm referring to is our Myrtle essential oil. So if you've smelled Myrtle, you know that it smells somewhat like a eucalyptus oil, but it is slightly different because its composition is different than eucalyptus. In fact, there are two types of myrtle essential oil that are widely recognized, one being the red myrtle, and that one is predominantly 1,8 cineol, which is very similar to your eucalyptus essential oil. And then the other is called the green type. That green type has a higher percentage of alpha pinene, but still has the 1,8 cineol. And the green type, despite our reddish colored bottle, the green type is the type that we carry. So you're typically going to see between about 40 and 65% alpha pinene, and then you have the second constituent will be the 1,8 cineol at about 15 to 30%. So those two compounds usually make up more than 70% of the essential oil's composition when it comes to myrtle, which gives us some key indicators on some of the things that it might benefit if we use it for our benefit. So number one is it's great for respiratory support. I consider it a milder option than maybe a peppermint or a eucalyptus that are known to support the respiratory system and lung function, to open the airways. So this is a great one to support respiratory function and lung function, to open your airways. It's really easy to use. We can just simply diffuse it, so 5 or more drops in your diffuser to help the respiratory system, or we can dilute that in fractionated coconut oil and apply it up here to the upper chest area, or you can do a steam inhalation. So steam inhalations, we take the essential oil and drop 1 or 2 drops into some hot water and make sure we close our eyes, because that can be pretty intense, but we cover our head, and then that bowl or that cup of water that we've dropped the essential oils in, and breathe in the water that's coming up with the essential oil. So that's one of the first things that we can do with our Myrtle essential oil. We've also found in preclinical research that Myrtle essential oil works well to support a normal inflammatory response and to relieve aches and discomfort, whether it's applied topically or used orally, ingested. And so that's something that we can help to soothe overworked muscles and joints by applying it topically, mixing it with some of our carrier oil, either the fractionated coconut oil or your Ameo Aloe Coconut Plus massage blend, and then massage that into the sore areas. Or we could take a couple of drops in a targeted release veggie cap with our cell therapy essential oil to help to improve the bioavailability of that oil. So that's how we can use it for that. Another thing is that it's been shown in research to help cleanse the skin. And so this is something that you can just use in your lotions if you wanted to, or you could just mix it with some carrier oil and apply it to the skin to help cleanse areas, particularly those that are aggravated areas that need some cleansing. So that's another way. It has been shown to aid oral health and cleanliness. So that's another great thing that we can use Myrtle essential oil for. You can add it to your mouthwash. So if you're using your daily mouthwash, add a drop to that, or simply add a drop or two to some water and gargle with it so we can aid our oral health. That's another way we can use it. Research also suggests that myrtle can help to support normal blood sugar regulation following a meal. And so after we eat something, the body responds to the increase in blood sugar by releasing insulin. The pancreas specifically releases insulin, and so right after we eat a meal, or several minutes after we eat the meal, we have what we call a glucose and an insulin-rich environment where we have higher glucose levels and higher insulin. That insulin is there to help shuttle the glucose out of the bloodstream and into the cells to manage it. So Myrtle has been shown to help support that process of helping the body to process the blood sugar and to manage it properly. And so that's something that we could support by taking a couple of drops in the targeted release veggie cap again right before a meal, or take it right after the meal, but just help to support that response to blood sugar. We also know through research that it's a very potent antioxidant. In fact, it's been shown to protect DNA from damage. And so that's something else that's really important, that we can get benefits from the Myrtle essential oil. Just take a couple drops again in a targeted release veggie cap for that benefit. We also know through research that it can help to aid the stomach integrity by supporting the mucus lining of the stomach. And so that's something that's important to protect the stomach from the acidic environment, or the acidic juices that are housed within the stomach, is to have a good lining within the stomach and to have good integrity of that lining. So the Myrtle essential oil can help to support the integrity and normal lining within the stomach. So that's another thing that we can do. Now, the other thing that it's been shown in a few clinical studies to do is to actually improve the appearance and to soothe mouth sores. And so maybe you bit your cheek and you want to help keep that to heal normally and to improve the appearance of it, to soothe it, then Myrtle would be a great option for that. That you can just take a trace amount and put that on where you've bit your cheek to help support the normal healing process and to soothe that. So that's been shown in more than one clinical study to have that. Now, the last thing to mention is this pairs really well with our product of the period, which is Prime. So our Core Essentials Prime product, which is a great product to help to improve or activate the nitric oxide in the body, so that dilates our blood vessels and allows blood to flow more freely throughout the body. Well, Myrtle, the herbal extracts that contain some of the volatile constituents that are found in essential oils, has been shown to actually regulate the amount of calcium inside our cells. So that's important because it's a delicate balance where we have to have a certain amount of calcium inside the cell in order to regulate how constricted our blood vessels are. If there's more calcium inside that comes inside the cell, or it's not releasing enough calcium from the cell, then you actually can have muscular constriction or tightening of the blood vessels, which, because they're constricted, then that will actually increase the blood pressure. And so by regulating the amount of calcium that comes inside our cells, Myrtle can actually help to promote normal open blood vessels that are not constricted, so that we can have good blood flow. And so it can pair very well with the product of the period in Prime because of that benefit. So by relaxing those blood vessels, it can help support the Prime that's also relaxing blood vessels through a different pathway, through the nitric oxide pathway versus the calcium channel pathway. So those are some of the great benefits that you can receive from Myrtle essential oil. Definitely let me know in the comments how you like to use Myrtle essential oil, or some of the benefits that you've received, because I'm certainly not covering everything that you can use it for, but some of the highlights of what this oil really can do and the power it brings to your home. So I hope you'll give it a try, and we'll see you next time on Everyday Essentials.